Hi guys, it's been a while, but here I finally am for the Soom Teenie Gem body review, and we have 3 volunteers with us here today. So the first one is Bree, who's going to be showing you the new version of the Soom Teenie Gem body, and then Chico's here to help us with the full body review. And then here's our third helper. This is Cohen. He's a Soom Lazule, and the reason I have him here today is because he does have the new elbow joint, so I'm going to be able to show you what the elbow joint is like on a bigger doll, and so it's easier to see. It's basically the same thing. I've looked at them, and it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, so here's Chico. Hopefully she's easy to see. She is a Soom Eye, but she's on a Soom Elk body because I got them separately. So they have pretty good head mobility, not so much looking up, but like a lot of dolls, they can look down really well. So that's so that's all the way down, all the way up, and then side to side head movement. So pretty good head mobility. They do have a torso joint, no hip joint. Most USDs do not have a hip joint. So the torso joint is here. It is pretty helpful. There's no locking on it, so it's a little bit difficult to control if you have thicker clothing on them. But anyway, so that's leaning all the way backwards. This is all the way forward. Don't slouch very well. Not that you really need it in a USD. There's a little bit of side-to-side movement as well, so it's a pretty good torso joint. And as for arms, they've got pretty standard. Now this is for the old body, so I'm not doing the new elbow quite yet, but pretty standard single jointing. You got your regular jointed shoulder, and you have a single jointed elbow. So the shoulder, I mean, it can do pretty much anything you want. Just note she's not hot glue suited or regular suited anywhere, which is it's kind of difficult to suede a body that's this small. So it's pretty much your average shoulder. It can do everything a regular single jointed shoulder can do. And then for elbows, this is a single jointed elbow. It can go straight and it can go bent. That's all. Now, because she's such a small doll, it's not possible to have her sueded in here because it's such a tiny joint. I'm not sure if you could do it with quiver, but I haven't tried. But just know that you can't do it with hot glue. It doesn't work. So you either have her arm bent, or you can have it, or sorry, you have it straight or you have it bent. Now what I've noticed is that you can actually flip their elbows around, and then it does, I'm not sure if they were designed this way, but it'll lock so it's slightly bent, which is pretty useful if you're trying to have her in a position that the elbow isn't completely like, oh my god, bent. So that's what I've noticed about the elbow. So regards to hot glue sueding on this, on bigger dolls it is possible to hot glue suede single jointed elbows, and then you will get much better mobility. They still can't, say for example, reach up and touch their shoulders like this, like double jointed dolls can do. But if you do hot glue suede a single jointed elbow, it is a hell of a lot better. As for wrist movement, it's pretty good. Sorry, that's all the way up, all the way down, side to side. It's pretty good. But yeah, so that's basically the upper body. Now for hip joints, they have something interesting. It's a Swariko body, right? So you've got your average hip joint, and then you have the joint here that lets them swivel, their legs swivel around. Now, on Soom, I pointed this out in my last review video as well as what I like, is that they have this thing that fits into the upper thigh that has, I'm not sure if you can see, but it has all these little notches on it. So you can probably hear that. It locks, and it makes it stay if you have it twisted to a certain position, which is really useful. So that's the Swariko leg. It's basically so they can sit in this position, and you have them kind of like Sorigo. Some people call it the cute pose. I don't know, but yeah. So that's so they can sit like that. That's about it for the upper thigh. Now you have to watch out with. This is the same on both of my bodies, so I think it's more of a mold problem for the Teenie Gem body. The left leg is harder to move than the right leg. So the right leg I can just swivel all over the place. I don't have a problem. But the left leg, if I have it swiveled, sometimes her hip will get out of joint and then you have to move it back in because she can't sit down unless this groove is in the front, because that's where the elastic goes when they sit down. So it's just, that's something to watch out for. As for knees, it's pretty average single jointing as well. They do have a notch at the top of there that locks so that can stand. So it's basically, I mean, it's basically a single jointed knee. Bent or straight. You can't really do anything in between. And again, because the body is so tiny, it's not possible to hot glue suede in there. On a bigger doll, by all means, go ahead and hot glue suede and you'll have a much easier time with that. So, I mean, there's not really much to elaborate on these. Foot mobility is pretty good. Again, up and down. You don't really, like I said before, have a lot of side-to-side mobility. Not that most dolls have a lot of side-to-side mobility. So yeah, that's basically the old version Teenie Gem body. And for the new body, it's not single jointed and it's not double jointed. It's like a half double jointed thing. So it's what you have your elbow. Now, I'm sorry, she's a little bit harder to see because she's a normal skin, but there's this floating peanut type piece that goes in between the forearm and the upper arm. Now this piece, while it is better than a single joint, it can be a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie, because it gets twisted around, it does funky things, but I mean, it does give her better mobility. That's straight, and then you can lock it in half positions, kind of. So this is if you use the first part of the joint and then with the second part. So rather than locking in one place, it locks in two places, which is slightly more useful. Now, sometimes if you fiddle around with this joint a little bit, you can get them to lock in between. Okay, the mobility of her wrists are slightly better than on Tico, who's only the elk body. This is just the standard hands that Silk comes with. So she can go pretty much all the way down like that, and then all the way up, which is something that Chico can't do. Now, I don't know if this is just because this is the way that the Silk wrists are sculpted, or if it's the same way with all of the new version Teenie Gem body. Now, just to show you that in bigger scale, here we have Cohen, who, like I mentioned before, he's a Soom Lazule. New style. He has the elbow joint. Now it's it is a pain in the ass. Okay, one thing that you do get though with this elbow is that it aesthetically looks better than a double joint. It looks like an elbow. Like you don't get that weird L shape that you do with the double joints, but then it doesn't have as much mobility as a double joint. Anyway, it's still better than a single joint. So that's pretty much all for these guys. I do like this body, very tiny. I'm going to be doing more reviews and a height comparison, because I do have quite a few other bodies that I've amassed over the last couple months. So I'm basically going to be doing a height comparison of everything from Hippo's Cheshire size all the way up to Mary, who's a 70cm doll. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the review, and thanks for watching.